Welcome back. This is Amra using essential oils with yoga, and today I'm going to be using doTERRA's Balance Blend. This is one of my favorite all-time oils. Has been for several years, about 5 years I'd say. Anyway, I really just can't get enough of this one. I remember it was one of the very first oils I ever tried, and I remember just smelling it and being like, I just like the smell. And I remember when it ran out and the bottle ran out, I kept the bottle just so that I could keep smelling it out of the empty bottle as long as possible. It's one of my favorites, and it's also something that I really am very passionate about incorporating into my life is balance. I feel like for me that is extremely important, to be balanced, and something I'm always trying to have. As you can see, I'm here on the beach still in Hawaii. I've got my kids in the background and they're playing in the sand, and it's always this trick of like trying to figure out, when I can do things, when can I work, when can I play, when can I get my yoga practice in for the day. And it's kind of something that I look at as more of a challenge that is to be enjoyed in life, and that we really can have a lot of balance in our lives. It just takes time management, and it takes the desire to have it. So today we're going to be using it in our practice. This is one of my favorite ways to use it. I'll put a drop on my wrist, and I'll put it right under my big toe, and I'll rub that in pretty much everywhere. And then the other side, another drop. I like starting at that big toe. We rub the oils in at the bottoms of our feet because it really is a good way to get it into the system. There's a lot of nerve endings in your feet. And wrists are a good place too. And that's a nice place where you can smell that oil. I also like putting it on the bottoms of my feet because this is called the grounding blend. So we're going to work on a practice that helps us with grounding today and with balance. So we'll start by standing at the top of your mat or your towel like I have today, and take a few sun salutations. We'll inhale, and then exhale. You'll dive forward, reaching through the spine. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, lengthen through the back. We'll step back to a plank. Move through chaturanga. The elbows are into the side body, and we open up the chest. Upward facing dog. And then I'm going to tuck the toes and fold back to downward facing dog. This is just your basic sun salutation A series. Spreading out the toes and fingers, let the shoulders just roll out from the spine. You don't want to create tension in the neck. And you'll come back up to the top of your mat, lengthening, and then exhale forward. Come all the way out and up, and draw back in. I'll do that once more with you. Inhale, exhale, dive down. Lengthen through the spine. Step back, move through. Upward facing, downward facing. You're really pressing the chest forward between those arms. Arms are way up by the ears. You can bend your knees a little bit to release the back. Lower rib cage reaching for the thighs. And if you like, to jump up to the top of your mat, you can do that. And you can do that several times. I typically will do that about 6 times in my practice before I move on to the next thing. But today, we're going to do a little balance posture, and we'll start with our tree pose. So you might start with the gaze low at first. The foot is low so that if you feel like you're imbalanced, you can tap it and come back. You get a little higher. You can press forward into the hips. I'm really pushing forward this direction and lifting up, lengthening my lumbar spine. And the hips are kind of shifting over that standing leg. Slowly start moving up. First with the arms, and then maybe the gaze. It's windy today. I'm gonna fall over. Coming back. And then we'll release and come out of it. And just go to the other side, same thing. Something I'm hoping with these videos is that I can bring the oils and the yoga practice to anyone who needs it. And I don't want people to feel like yoga is just for a certain type of person. I feel like that is a misconception. See, I just needed to stop talking, and then I could balance. So that mind chatter gets going and it's distracting, and then you fall over, right? So next thing, we'll just do a dancer's pose. You're going to take hold of the foot behind you, and I'm going to take it from the inside right here, okay, and push my hips forward. And then I'll come up and lengthen here. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to just start kicking into my hand. My body doesn't really have to work very hard to start coming forward. It's just kicking into the hand as I reach forward. Grounding into the floor, or into the earth in this case. Coming up. And then see if you can just balance a little bit that direction. Other side. I feel like it's important for you to do those sun salutations before you start into something like this, so you can get the breath flowing. You can loosen up the spine a little bit. So make sure you do that. Nice and slow. Got a crying child. That might be all for today. Namaste.